Hopefully everybody can see me. Hope all is well. I want to make this a quick, fast, but informative live. Let me see if I'm live first and foremost. Okay, I am live. Let me see if I'm okay. All right, so um, this discussion I wanted to have is a follow up. So I'm hearing a lot of these claims regarding the Africanity of people in the diaspora. And what does Africa have to say on the diaspora? I think it's very important that first and foremost that we hear all perspectives, right? So when somebody presents an argument to me, I'm very, very big on making sure that we are able to present that argument from all perspectives. So what you hear from these Webos is we are not African, and Africans also support that. How you doing, bro? What was that? How you feeling? Shalom, bro. So this discussion is just about some of these intersectionalities I just don't see covered. It's about how our ancestors identified over time, and there's a lot of ways we can address these wearable claims. And the best way, to me, I think, is to kind of hit them at their main talking points. And one of their main talking points is that Africans don't accept or recognize our ancestors. They don't recognize us as Africans internationally. They deny the slave trade. And this couldn't be further from the truth. But rather than me just make that claim, I would much rather in real time provide the evidence. Let me make sure that I'm sharing. Send this out one more time. Every single person. I hope everybody's doing well. Let's get the stream out. I'm excited. I'm going to start doing this every day because I think it's a lot of information out here. As usual, if I have a live, I always want every single person to give their feedback. What you have to say is so important to me. This is a communal voice. I call the page that I run Our History Foundation because I legitimately don't have a monopoly on this information. I want every single person to be on board, and every single person, whether I agree with you or don't agree with you, I want your input to be included and incorporated in the discussion. We need to have a really vibrant and healthy discussion about what is going on in history. So hopefully everybody can see this. I'm going to make this up one more time, y'all. Okay, just to make sure everybody can see this in real time. Okay, and then after that, we're going to get right to it. We need to talk about these claims. We need to talk about what happened in real time, and why, and what is Africa's position on the slave trade? What is Africa's position on us, right? A lot of times what I'm seeing is a lot of these Webos will get one single person, and who's generally not identified, and claim this one person denies that they know of the diaspora. They never heard of the transatlantic slave trade. So therefore, since this one random person doesn't know of the transatlantic slave trade, therefore it doesn't exist because we found a random person who we don't identify, and they're claiming that transatlantic slave trade did not exist. So let's go through. Let's hear the African perspective on this issue. The African perspective is really what we should need to hear. So let's get ready. Hold on, guys. Make sure that I'm live. Am I live? I am live. Okay. All right. So let's send this out now. Okay. So right now I'm gonna share my screen. Give you guys some context. All right. So I really saw an interesting article on Jamaica and Ghana, and that's what I kind of been focusing on my page. And this is something that happened a few years ago, and it was a waiver. So I'm going to share the screen right now. Hopefully everybody can see it. Hopefully I'm not messing up too bad with the technology on the technology front. I'm going to share the screen, and let's get to it. All right. So right here, this is Jamaica. Let's make sure we can see it. Here we go. Okay. So this right here is Jamaica, Ghana, and we implement a waiver. And this is something that happened a couple years ago. Right here, this is a picture of the Prime Minister of Jamaica on the right, and the President of Ghana on the left. And they're exchanging a gift in the Jamaica House in Kingston. Right. So let's read it. So the government of Jamaica and Ghana are to implement a visa waiver as part of the effort to build a fraternal bond and take relations between the two countries to greater heights. Right. Now, if you notice, the language is very specific. It's saying to greater heights. Right. Jamaica and Ghana have been having a dual relationship for the last 50 years. If anybody looks at the Jamaican flag, it is covered in Ashanti colors, which is green, gold, and black. Jamaica was very much inspired by Ghana's freedom, and they recognize Ghana as a place of heritage. Let's follow up. Let's see what happened just recently with this interaction. So Prime Minister Holmes made an announcement yesterday following the bilateral talks with the Ghanaian president, I'm not going to touch his name, who arrived yesterday for a 2-day working visit to Jamaica. And this is what he said. We cannot have visas standing in the way of those relationships. So the decision has been taken by my government to provide visa-free arrangements for Jamaicans in Ghana and facilitate and make it easier for you to accept our invitation to come and join us in a year of return. Okay. What makes Ghana separate from the rest of the diaspora is that the diaspora, the Ghana recognizes Jamaica as an epicenter of Ghanaian heritage. So they recognize them as a distinct group that is Ghanaian influence, an island that's Ghanaian influence, and people that are Ghanaian, right? So it's a distinct relationship, even different from that of the U.S. While it does recognize the whole diaspora, it recognizes Jamaica as their kin. Let's continue to read. All right, so he discusses the return to Ghana in 2019, which was a landmark marketing the campaign targeting African Americans and the diaspora. But in this next paragraph, the Jamaican Prime Minister noted that the campaign was central in our discussions, since initiative presents excellent opportunities to build the fraternal bonds and to take relationships between the two countries to greater heights. We can use this initiative to forge and increase interpersonal connections and at the same time deepen the trade and commercial relations between our respective countries. He said Ghanaian President visits reflects the continued strong bilateral relationships that existed between Jamaica and the Republic of Ghana, and reaffirmed that the island's commitment to strengthening and deepening these relationships between both countries. Our relationships are deeply rooted in our ancestral, historical connections, forged over many years and have made stronger by our firm democratic traditions, shared principles and vision for peace and prosperity, cultural affinities, right? So once again, this is the most important part. He said our relationship are deeply rooted in our ancestral and historical connections, forged over many years and only made stronger by our firm democratic traditions, shared principles, and vision for peace and prosperity. This is the ultimate theme of the interaction. Let me tap out of the screen. Let's see. So right now, let me go back to my screen. Hopefully y'all can see me. I'm going to remove that screen. All right, so just to wrap this up, I'm going to follow up with this. I'm going to keep doing series on this over and over. I'm going to probably check in every night to have a basic conversation about these interactions. So just pretty much to follow up what we cover today. At any juncture, feel free. I'm gonna send a link out. I don't think it's anybody really in here, but we're gonna have a discussion. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. We're gonna follow up, and we're gonna have a discussion about what's going on. I mean, I really see some really serious threats to our history. Our ancestors never identified by these very bizarre labels that are being promoted on social media. So I'm going to follow up with this a little later. We're going to have some really interesting discussions. I think I'm going to bring the same topic back to Instagram again. I think we got 2 people. So we're going to try this again tomorrow, and hopefully we get 4 people, and then so on and so forth. And we really build this conversation because we need to have a conversation about what's going on in our community. And we need to recognize what these leaders are stating. Jamaica recognizes Ghana as a place of unique heritage. We are Israelites. And I mean, like I said, I like the concept of you discussing it through a religious lens. We can have a discussion about the religious lens. It's definitely there's definitely a lot of lenses that we can discuss things through. So you discuss things through the religious lens. I choose to discuss it through a more geopolitical lens. But like I said, there's not many people on now. You can tap the live if you want. If not, I'm probably going to tap out. But like I said, I do think, I do think that we need to really have this discussion, right? I'm not sure if you actually see this, but what are your thoughts on it? I mean, what are your thoughts on there are many? What does there are many mean? I'm not sure what that means. Let me see. How do I do this? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Invite. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Let me try to send if I can send this out. Okay. No. And I apologize. This is all brand new. So I'm really rusty with this stuff, guys. So yeah, y'all can just bear with me. Copy. Okay, good. Hold on. So you can see it through religious lens or social life. Yeah, and there's many lenses. Like I said, hold on, let me see if I can. How do I send this out? I'm sorry, but I am not sure how to. I would like you to tap in and join, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know how to get this started. So next time I have that all ready, I'm gonna play with this a little later on tonight. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely many. Do you question the Africanity? Do you question that connection between the people of the African coast and the people of mainland America? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you have any thoughts on that? Okay, so on that note, so what we're going to do is we're going to follow up. I'm going to follow up tomorrow. We're going to continue this discussion. I'm going to do this discussion every night. I'm going to go live. I'm going to present something new. We're going to learn something new every night on this platform. So you said you believe that we are, and yeah, like I said, Yeah, and like I said, I think that the most important part of it is um, there's a whole entire group of people who see the world through your lens. I think you should be the ones to teach people about these intersectionalities. Whatever your conclusion is, we can't make history go away. We can't make the fact that the Ghanaian president and the Jamaican president identify that heritage. We can't make that go away. And I just want everybody just to have an awareness. Um, I think there's a whole entire. I mean, honestly, there's some really interesting stuff to discuss from the Hebrew perspective. I mean, I don't really touch because I try to steer clear of the religion. But we got to figure out why our ancestors were able to carve Hebrew Hebrew alphabet um, in beautiful churches. Why do we have Hebrew writing all throughout uh, African American churches in Philadelphia? And I've seen it myself. I don't. How did they do that? I don't know. To me, that's fascinating. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know, but like I said, there's ultimately so many different stories about Hebrew connections in the Americas, right? I mean, like I said, I think people who use the religion to argue that we're all the kindness, um, they're really misusing the religion because ultimately those people who came here brought very distinct. And this is the African American. The churches were called African American churches, but yet these churches that were called African American churches, they have Hebrew writing on the floors, underneath the seats. They wrote Hebrew texts. Um, I don't know if it's just it could have been a preserved tradition. They may have never stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? We can't always answer those questions, and maybe people don't want to touch it. But truth be told, you don't just write Hebrew without some foundation, right? There has to be something that you learn, you pass on through the ages. So it's a lot of stories that haven't been told. One thing I do know is we have some bullshit that's being pushed out here in our community, and we need to really follow up with it and hold these people accountable. But on that note, everybody who joined, I'm going to make sure I'm 1,000 times better next time. But those Ethiopian Jews are still there. They are legit. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like I said, there's definitely Egyptian. I mean, there's definitely Ethiopia. I don't question their authenticity. They claim to be. I mean, they claim to literally. When I did the phenotype, I do phenotypes. I call it the Solomonic phenotype. So I definitely think there's some intersectionalities. But the mysteries are why are the people here, our ancestors, why were they writing in Hebrew in the Hebrew alphabet? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? They spoke Bantu languages, but yet they're writing in Hebrew. And it's all throughout the churches. It's not just one church. So some really interesting stuff. We'll follow up at a later time. And y'all be safe and everybody have a good night. All right. Peace and blessings.